Hi YouTubers, in a previous video I assembled the Aerobin 200 to show how it went together. In this video I thought I would provide a review of my first impressions and show how I'll be loading it for the first time. In a few months I should have a fair bit of compost to add to a no-dig garden, and I'll have a bit of an impression of how it's performing. I'm no expert at gardening, so it'll be interesting to see how easy this is for a beginner. To kickstart the decomposition, I'm using a peat compost about 2 inches or 50mm thick. This is supposed to be a surefire way to get the composting process started quickly. You can use any non-sterilised compost. We're just using a garden centre purchase bag just to get things started. We have an old water butt with a mixture of green and brown produce. I'm using the term green to represent any wet materials high in nitrogen, such as grass clippings, food scraps, vegetable peelings, green garden cuttings, coffee grinds and so on. Whereas the brown produce are the dry items with high carbon content, such as leaves, twigs, shredded cardboard and newspaper. The mix of browns and greens can be essential to the process. Composting is essentially a natural biological process that releases nutrients from organic matter and produces fertile humus. The process requires air, moisture, warmth, organic matter, and microorganisms such as fungi and bacteria, which digest the organic matter. A mix of 4 parts browns to 1 part green would be usual. However, we have a lot of green waste to dispose of, and we're hoping the insulated design of the Aerobin, coupled with patented aeration lung, that's what the manufacturer terms it, will compensate for a slightly higher mix of nitrogen and green waste. I've called this waste several times now, but really we have to start looking at this as a potential asset. There's a book I would definitely recommend called the Humanure Handbook. This book deals with the topic of composting human waste, but generally it looks to reduce waste in all areas of our lives, and it makes perfect sense. The book has extremely insightful tips on composting. The mix I'm aiming for is roughly 3 parts brown to 1 part green. After a few weeks, I'll check the progress by lifting the top lid to see if the mix is warm. I'll also open the access doors at the bottom to see if the mix is turning a light browny colour and loamy in texture. If it smells, I'll add more brown material, so that's the dry materials. If it's not heating up, I'll add more wet green produce. Whilst the bin's filling, I can give a better first impression of the Aerobin. When assembling it, I thought it seemed a bit flimsy. The top half detached too easily from the bottom, and I felt a mechanical fixing would have been better than plastic lugs for retaining the panels. The access doors seemed difficult to fit. It might be a concern when in use. However, now that we have a suitable firm area to stand the Aerobin, and note, we've lifted it off the floor slightly to make it easier to collect liquid fertiliser, the bin does seem fairly sturdy, with items inside it. As long as we can easily access the compost through the access doors, I think the Aerobin is a nice, neat and aesthetically pleasing way of producing compost. Subscribe and click the notify icon to be alerted of future videos showing progress with the compost and no-dig garden. Also check out some of the other videos. Let me know your thoughts on this video via the comments, including any advice if anyone feels I got something wrong with my mix. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you soon.